Happy Friday, sisters. Welcome back to Come Sis with me, the podcast, a movement fueled by the heart of women with a desire to experience genuine community that uplifts, empowers, and strengthens one another on one common ground, sisterhood. I'm your host, Mia, and today I just want to share in the joy that has been this past weekend for me. I celebrated 8 years of wedded bliss with my husband, affectionately known as Scoo. And after resting, because I needed it, and reflecting, three things were apparent for me. They were huge takeaways that I wanted to share with you all this week. Now, you may not care, but I'm running the risk of sharing it with you anyway. So yes, this past weekend, 8 years of wedded bliss. And the three things that I took away from this weekend were really important in helping me see how much of a blessing it's been to have people outside of our marriage that help encourage us inside our marriage. So one of the things that I took away, huge takeaway from this weekend, was being conscious of God and just being aware of his protection and his favor through the people that were surrounding us and wishing us well, sending us gifts, showering us with what felt like genuine love and care. And not just the people who are immediately around us, but I mean, people who are all over the world, just sending us well wishes and really just taking time out of their day to text us or send us a message on Instagram or anything. Like it really just helped me see the truth in the matter that Scooty and I really do have people who love us, support us, and will be there for us if we need be, right? Like God's agents, essentially, that are surrounding us all the time that, sometimes I'm aware of, sometimes I'm not. But this weekend, it was obvious. I was so aware of how God's favor and protection is just surrounding us. Friday night, Scooty had a dinner for us. Well, for me. And this dinner, I thought was just us. I thought we were just going, and I show up and there's, 6 other couples at the table waiting for us, including my mother, and waiting for us. And just there, ready to celebrate us, ready to celebrate me, because one, he kind of threw in there this new podcast, right? I'm a podcaster now. So he threw in there like this little celebration. And the second takeaway from this weekend is that I was really able to be authentic Mia. I mean, I showed up Friday night thinking it was just going to be a dinner for my husband, and it was a celebration of me. And it was amazing. It was amazing. These people were happy and willing to give up their time out of their day to come. And it was just amazing. And then Saturday night, okay, get this. So Scooty planned this whole lovely weekend for us. But by Saturday night, I was tired. Your girl was tired. My husband is energized by being out and moving around. Like he gets energy from just being outside. Me, I'm like, I'm tired. I need to go home. So by Saturday night, when the plans that we had were supposed to take way, I was like, bro, I am tired. And I had a whole attitude. I was trying to hold it in. I was trying to be like nice, cute wife that's celebrating anniversary, because this is his first year of really taking like our anniversary not seriously, but taking the reign on planning what it is that we're doing for our anniversary. So I was trying to go with the flow. Your girl was trying to, I was trying to hang in there. But Saturday I was tired. And so we get to Topgolf, which is where our Saturday night festivities are taking place. And he's like, it's just me and you. So we're going to, it's just going to be me and you. Well, first of all, Topgolf is not a place you go with just you and one other person. I don't know. I mean, at least it isn't for me. Okay, like I feel like you need a group to go to Top Golf. So one, I was tired. Two, I'm irritated because I'm like, bro, it can't just be me and you here. This is not fun. It's just me and you. I love you, you love me, but we need buffers. So I'm sitting there. I'm guys. When I say I'm trying my hardest not to be irritated, because I'm like, we could have did something else that was. If it's just me and you, we could have did this at home where I'm comfy, and if I'm tired, I could just fall asleep. Right? That's my thought process. Well, then our friends show up. And I mean, I go from having zero energy to all of the energy. I'm like, oh my God, thank God you guys are here. Thank you for showing up for us. So apparently it wasn't just supposed to be me and him, because he knows like that. I mean, he's with me on that idea. Top Golf is not just for two people, but there were two other couples who joined us. And why I say like this was a great opportunity, like one of the takeaways was just authentic Mia being able to show up, was my one girlfriend who, showed up. Her husband is really great friends with Scoo. She was like, I told him that you were going to be tired. And I called and was like, are we still doing this? Because I know she's going to be tired. And I don't know about tired Mia going to a Top Golf. Like, she knew that probably wasn't a great idea, but her still showing up and even giving me an opportunity to be Mia, right? Even if I wasn't the most hospitable in the moment, right? Showed me a lot. It just showed me a lot. And again, it could go back to number one too, that I was just made me conscious of God and the protection and the favor, and like, but it truly gave me an opportunity to be authentic Mia. And the third one was really cute. But I saw how our love as a couple, me and Scooty's love as a couple, grows exponentially in others. Like our marriage and our covenant feeds others, couples and individuals, because even outside of our marriage, we have friend groups that are not necessarily couples where we all meet together. But our love, that feeding that we do made them want to show up for us, not out of obligation, and certainly not out of because they were getting anything out of it. Like, they're not getting anything tangible from us, but they just enjoy the environment that Scooty and I create, the safety, the love, the genuineness, right? And Scoot chose to celebrate with certain people based on like who gives us what we need and not necessarily what they want. And what I mean by that is, there are some people that we have in our lives, in our relationships sometimes, that give us what they want to give us, right? And it's not necessarily what we need in the moment. And I just thought it was super like wise on his part, and just, I don't know, just sitting back and thinking about it, I was like, wow, Scooter, you really did a good job. But he chose people that give us what we need, right? Even though they want to maybe give us something else, or they want to show up in a different way, they jumped ship with us and was like, no, this is what you want. Okay, this is what we're going to give you. I'll give you an example. So I was watching an episode of And Just Like That, which is just a remake of our spinoff of Sex in the City. And when Carrie's husband died, she told people not to send her flowers, not to do certain things. And even one of her best closest friends, which is Charlotte, these women showed up for her, or these people showed up for her in the way that they wanted to show up, not in the way that she told them that she wanted them to show up. And I was so irritated watching this show, because I'm like, this is exactly, I mean, I just watched it like the other day. This is my first time ever watching it. I was so irritated watching this show, because it's such a reality check that sometimes people show up for you the way they want to, and it's not exactly what you need. But Scooty picked people who wanted to be to us what we needed them to be in that moment. He chose people who don't require more from us than we're able to give, which I really appreciate, because you know, that Saturday night, I was tired. I didn't think I had a lot to give, but like once we got into it, I was like, oh, this is great. But even if I didn't have it to give, he chose people who weren't requiring more of me, more of us than we were able to give. He also chose people who bring balance to us individually, not just as a couple. And what I mean by balance is there are times when me and Scooty are just next level when it comes to like being on 10. We're that couple. We're funny, I want to say we're charismatic. Like sometimes we're over the top. Scooty is like really low key, but once you get him going, he's a whole comedian. Like he will have you on the floor laughing. And he chose people who either match that in us or they're able to kind of level us out. I love that. I mean, so intentional about who surrounds us in this moment. Um, Also, he chose couples who have relationships with us individually. So not everybody who I hang out with or know or have relationships with are people who we both would be able to recharge and get motivation from, right? It was really people who fed us individually too, because you can't be on E together. Which really brings me to the point of this whole episode is that it's really important that you have, as a woman, that you have relationships outside of your husband, outside of your marriage, that feed you, recharge you, that motivate you. This is the beauty of sisterhood. I remember when Scooty and I first got married. I tell this story all the time because I think it's hilarious now. But when Scooty and I first got married, I called one of my good friends now. And at the time, she was more like a mentor, more like I was her assignment, right? And then we developed into this relationship that turned into friendship. So I don't want you guys just to mistake that. But she was my sister, either way, right? But Scooty and I just got married. It's our first like couple months of marriage, and he didn't want to pray at night. And I was like, I married the wrong man. And do you know, this woman laughed at me? She was like, Mia, you are tripping. Calm down. First of all, you just got married. And don't expect something to instantly click in your marriage that hasn't been happening the whole time in your relationship, right? First of all, now that I think about that, I didn't even put two and two together that I was asking him to do something in my marriage that I didn't even ask him to do in our relationship. Doesn't matter. The point of it is she was there to balance me, to bring me back down to a space where I'm not absolutely losing my mind. Like I've realized that relationships with other women have made 8 years possible with Scooty. We've done the work in and out of our marriage that makes being together easy, right? People see our marriage and they're like, God, you guys make this look really easy. Like your life isn't easy whatsoever. We travel back and forth across multiple countries and oceans, right? And time zones. And that can be extremely difficult, but you don't seem to like, there's no part of that affects your marriage in a negative way. Well, it's because we do the work. Right? It looks easy because we have individuals or we have relationships outside of us that make it so that we're never on E. Like both you and your husband can't be on E. Right? Also, friendships or sisterhood is necessary so you don't try to make your husband your girlfriend. So you don't try to make him understand women things that only women can understand. He could be your bestie. Scooty is absolutely my bestie, but he's not my girlfriend because that's not fair, right? I can't ask him to understand a position that I take in a subject coming from this part of the fence was his womanhood, right? And expect for him to be like, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, I completely get that. Random example, when we're watching shows sometimes, and I'm like, he was totally wrong in that, wasn't he, Scooty? And he's looking at me like, give me a second. Let me figure out the best answer to give you so this doesn't turn into an argument. It's not fair. That's not fair. And there's things that my husband can't tell me that my girlfriends can. And the opposite way is true too. There's some things that I really need to hear from him, but I'm not expecting him to give me everything. Right? He can't be my only outlet. Sisterhood is also giving Scooty a brotherhood. I mean, I have so many women that I have befriended now whose husbands are now a brotherhood for Scooty that he didn't have. Scooty's the only boy out of all girls. So when I tell you I did marry I married a great man because he did have a level of knowledge of women that truly does help him in our marriage. But when it comes to brotherhood, like basketball was that only area for him. And then he learned how to make a brotherhood out of other men who shared similarities with him. One, marriage, or two, just ministry, or different areas. But it's helped him by giving me a place to feel safe outside of him. So sisterhood has also given him a sense of peace and even kind of restored hope in the friendships that I've made out of sisterhood, because now he recognizes that, or it takes the burden off of him, that he doesn't have to be my only safe place. Yes, God is my safe place. He is my safe place, but he knows that sisterhood is also my safe place now too. Right? So everything does not have to go through him. It's good. He told me the other day, I asked him specifically this question because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to share this on the podcast. What do you think? And he was like, you should tell them that I think it's good because you don't have to come to me for everything. And I'm like, that was the best answer that I can use to sum it up. Is sisterhood has made it so I don't have to come to everything and make my husband my only safe space. He should absolutely be a safe place for me, but does he have to be the only safe place for me? Right? The other day we were hanging out with a couple, and him and the guy were cracking up because they were in a group chat with guys, and the guy's wife was like, hey, I want to laugh too. And so they shared it with us. And both me and homegirl were like, that's not funny. And they were like, this is exactly why you're not in the group chat, or why we shared it with you. There's things that guys laugh at that ain't funny to us. Right? And sometimes we are forcing our men or our husbands to be a girlfriend. And that's not what they're meant to do. It's not what they're meant to be. So yeah. 8 years has been made possible with sisterhood. It's been made possible because of the work that we've done individually and trying to cultivate relationships outside of one another. There used to be, when I was a leadership and development coordinator for Wives in Waiting, there was a specific part of the ministry. One of the programs was Good Thing 101 that helped women who were married, engaged, going, eventually looking to be married, come together and grow together, and giving them space to talk about the things in marriage that take place that they can't talk about with their husbands. Yes, and what I mean by can't is there is a level of responsibility that your husband has and that you have as a wife, that sometimes the conversations, you're just coming from polar opposites. And so there may never be an opportunity for you to meet in the middle, or to completely agree in one area of it, or one aspect of this, or completely agree on this aspect of your marriage, right? And that's okay. And what Good Thing 101 did was explain that there are things that you're not going to agree about everything in your marriage with your husband. And that doesn't make it a bad marriage. Doesn't make it a failed marriage. Doesn't make it any of those things. It is just a part of growing and the grace that is on your marriage that allows you to get over those humps and not use it as a pitfall in your marriage. I'll give you another example of how sisterhood has helped. There was a testimony that was given as a result of this woman being in the ministry. And she was going through a separation with her husband, and she decided, hey, you know what? Or they both decided that they needed to get divorced. Like, it was just not going to happen. But she was hesitant, right? And she was like, I don't know. Well, she called one of the girls in the group, one of the wives in the group. She formulated a sisterhood. Well, we already had a sisterhood in the group anyway, but she reached out to one of these women, and they spoke to her and they talked to her, and they gave some wisdom based on her own experiences in her marriage and relationships. And the woman in the end wind up staying with her husband, and she testified that their marriage was better, like multiplied times thousands better than what it was before, and decided to stay together. That's what sisterhood does. That's what sisterhood and marriage does, right? It gives you an outlet to be recharged, to be gassed, right? To be refueled, so that you're not going back into your marriage, or when I say back, like you're not going to your husband on E, and he's not coming to you on E, and you expecting each other to fill each other up, right? That's why I love this. I love this gift that God has given us in other women. I love how he has intricately designed us to meet the needs of one another that men aren't able to meet, that society aren't able to meet, that work positions aren't able to meet, but just us as women. So that's it for this Friday. I'll catch you next week. Same place, same time. And if you don't already know, you got this, sis.